Okay, what was you saying? So you probably need another phone? Okay. You gonna use another phone? I still can't hear you on your phone. Alright, okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful Shabbat that the Most High allows us to have, and to be able to go over His Word, family, in truth and righteousness, and to allow us to have one more day closer to the kingdom to be able to work on our salvation in the fear of the Most High, and loving Him. And someone said, as I asked, what's the first thing you should be looking for when you look in the Bible? And my answer is, what do I need to do to please the Most High? Here a lot of people, their idea of what they're looking for is in what's in it for them. Say whatever, but that's most people's idea of what the Bible entails. What can I get out of it? Why should I deal with it if I'm not getting anything out of it? And a lot of you not getting what you should get out of it because you don't have the proper faith. This ain't no club, no social gathering. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. And some of you really got to look at this as this could be your last day. We all have to look at it as such. I'm just saying, when I say you, I mean me, because I've already looked at it. And I meditate on certain things consistently. Even when I'm having a conversation with people, I still think about what it is that, or where I can go as I'm listening to the scriptures to validate what they're saying, whether it's right or wrong. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. And I know some people they can deal with it, and some people they can't deal with it. But it's one thing, as Colossians 3:17 says, whatsoever we do in a word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Give me thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So that's all we're going to do. Everything that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord. And say we go to the throne of the Most High and we give Him thanks by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the Lord and Savior. Because no man cometh to the Father but by Mashiach Yahushua. So knowing this, we give thanks to the Most High for allowing us to see this day. It's very important. I want to look at Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, and the 13th verse. This is what Solomon said, one of the wisest kings ever to live on the earth. He said, I learned diligently. He said, I learned diligently and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches. See that? See, you can't hide what it is you know of the truth. Because that's how we're rich, through this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Most High give us of His Word. Through the Holy Spirit. Everybody don't have the Holy Spirit. And some people have Holy Spirit in certain measurements. Just like I was telling you before we started, concerning when you go to Esau's curriculum. You go to the 1st grade, 2nd grade, And you have different levels. When you go to school, you have the first period where you might have English, second period where you might have math, third period you might have social studies. You see? Fourth period you might have science. Then you have lunch, and you come back and go to the gym or something. I mean, you have something for you to do in all these periods of time. So if you're not diligent, if it's not that important for you to know what you should know, because it's a lot to learn. And to think you're going to get all this that you have to learn in an hour or an hour and a half that your attention span allows you to have at this time in your life. Because it don't matter if you stay on 3 hours, if you don't retain anything, if you don't take notes, you don't take the proper notes, then what good is it? I would say I learned diligently. Diligently. You know? You can count on them. What if I wasn't diligent? What if I was like, well, I'll come on at 8 o'clock, I'll come on about 9:30. I'll be where I can be somewhere, just open up a conference call and I'll swing in whenever I want to. Y'all hear music as I'm riding in my car. When I get to my destination, I'll get there whenever I get there. Don't matter, when I get there, I get there. I wonder how you would feel about that. Because, you know, wherever I'm at, I might be 25, 30 miles away, sometimes 60 miles, 75 miles away. I got to time my day so I'll be back to be able to open up class at 7 o'clock Pacific time. Some of you come in, I look at the times you come in, and the times you leave, and the time you be gone, and the time you come back. When you are here. And we're getting closer and closer and closer to the time that these prophecies going to really start to take effect on this earth. And if you're not used to being diligent, what makes you think you're going to all of a sudden become diligent during the time that you should have been already diligent so that you can be blessed not to deal with all the havoc that's going to come on this earth? So you can be shielded. See, we understand, that's why a lot of times I try and go into spiritual topics. But I don't know if everyone is spiritual enough to be able to go over it, to really look at what it takes to receive everlasting life. Just knowing you're Israelite don't mean nothing. All Israel not of Israel. And all Israel not going to be saved. Believe that. Because only 1/3 of the Israelites going to be saved. So every last Israelite not going to be saved. Just because you're an Israelite don't mean you're going to be saved. It takes work. A lot of work. You look at the people that was on the earth before us. The Israelites that was on the earth before us, that was born knowing the laws. Because they heard them in the womb. And it was familiar to them when they came out of the womb. And they remained learning from birth to death. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That's already been on this earth. And didn't have to come back to this earth. And some that came back that we haven't even met. That are preparing for the kingdom. That's already prepared for the kingdom. Or that you have met and don't even realize who you have been around. Not having a clue. But if you don't know and don't ask, nobody, I can't assume that you don't know because you show a sign of knowing, because your diligence in not wanting to know, if you don't know, shows that you really don't care about knowing. You're diligent about that. So it's something that, you know, you, like I say, we all have to do a self-examination of ourselves, and you have to look at how much time you put in. It's how much time you can get out of it. You don't put no time in, you can't expect no time that the Most High gonna give you coming your way. Look. We'll read this in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Hear that? But the righteous live forevermore. Well, remember, he said the righteous scarcely gonna be saved. But the righteous that will be saved live forevermore. Their reward also is with Hamashiach Yahushua, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Hamashiach Yahushua's hand. For with his right hand, who is Hamashiach Yahushua, shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. This is what we want. But we want to make sure that we're working to be the righteous. All you lukewarm Israelites, man, y'all going to be dealt with. Listen what he says. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor. This is verse 17. And make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. He gonna make us a weapon for the revenge of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua's enemies. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of a helmet. This judgment, when it comes, say you're going to meet him as a man. Listen, he shall take holiness for an invisible shield. You know, he's going to take trueness and pureness for an invisible shield. It's something that you're not going to be able to see. Invisible means you cannot see it. But listen, he goes on to say, his severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. He's going to fight with him against the unwise. So someone that's unwise is someone that's unlearned. Someone that doesn't have the discipline to want to be the righteous that's going to live forevermore. And the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts, destruction, people, go abroad, and from the clouds, you look up in the sky and you see clouds. These aiming thunderbolts, meaning they're aimed at a certain location, and they're not going to miss their mark. And from the clouds, they're going to come from the clouds. Now we know, or you should know, that's why it's very important for us to be in the right spirit at all times in this spiritual battle that we're fighting to make it to the kingdom. Psalms 104 and 3. It says these right aiming thunderbolts, they're going to go abroad and from the clouds. Psalms 104 and 3. What are these clouds? Who maketh the beams of his chariots in the waters. Who maketh the clouds his chariot. Okay? So the clouds are the chariots. Now, that's why I say as you go through different classes, you learn certain things. Now he makes the clouds the chariots, which is our vehicle. What they would call a UFO, unidentified flying object. We call them identified flying objects, IFOs. Now Psalm 68 and 17 says, the chariots of the Most High Mashiach Yahushai are 20,000. Remember it said he makes his clouds his chariots, so now the chariots of the Most High are 20,000. Even thousands of angels. The Most High Mashiach Yahushai is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So he maketh his clouds his chariots or his vehicles, a means of transportation. These clouds or these chariots are thousands and thousands of angels. So now, as we go back, as we get understanding through the precept, we go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 20. It says his severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad. So they're going to be aimed at a certain location. They're going to go abroad. And from the clouds, now we know the clouds are the chariots. We know the chariots of the Most High are the angels. As from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. Like the missiles that they have today. You know, a bow, an arrow that's shot out of a bow. Looks like a missile. Just give me an analysis of what we can get at that time, in time, as Solomon is breaking it down, of something of the future. It said, and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow. Hailstones. They're not going to just be coming down. It's still like a stone bow. We're going to be like from the sky, just chunking them down. Just whoo, with great velocity, beyond your imagination. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them. You hear that? He gonna raise the sea up against them, those that are on the earth. Sound like tidal waves to me. But he's not going to flood the earth. But he says, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. He's going to have water, he's going to have the water overflowing, and the floods going to cruelly drown them. Just like you've seen in the levees broke in Louisiana. A lot of people got drowned. But it's going to be worse than we ever seen on this earth. That's why it's very important. He goes on to say, in verse 23, yeah, a mighty wind shall stand up against them. I mean, all these elements that the Most High have to use against mankind. You hear what he said? Yeah, a mighty wind. That sounds like a tornado. Shall stand up against them. And like a storm shall blow them away. Could be a hurricane. Tornado, hurricane. This is what it's saying. And like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth. And ill dealings shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. That's why he's bringing the torment. Listen. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 6. For mercy, you know what mercy is? Not getting something that you do deserve. Will soon pardon the meanest. He's going to take that mercy away. That's why you can't be, you know, you gotta, everything gotta be done in moderation. You can't be too mean. Mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. These mighty men will be mightily tormented. For he which is the Most High over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness. For he hath made the small and great, and care for all alike. So ain't gonna be no, I'm this high and you that low. That's why you gotta be able to deal with everyone. No matter what position you're in, you still gotta be just as low as that one that's lower than you. And don't put yourself in such a high position because you contrary to Mashiach Yahushua. You're contrary to him. He's gonna make everything even Stevens. You see, this world think it's gonna be, everybody trying to be somebody in hell. You better wake up. You best to wake up. For real, I'm telling you. It's very important that you see this. Because without us, you know, knowing what to do in these case scenarios, as it's saying here, what are you going to do? You look at how Mashiach Yahushua was. We're going to be Mashiachim, which we are. Some are, I won't say everybody is, but we're supposed to be, as it says in 1 Corinthians 3:23. That's how it was. It says, Philippians 4 and 5, it says, let your moderation be known unto all men. The Most High is at hand. Gotta do things in moderation, like I said. That's how Mashiach Yahushua was, y'all. Philippians 2 and 7. But made himself of no reputation. He made himself no reputation. And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself. See, a lot of times you got to learn what humility is. He humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. You know, because we can, it tell you knowledge puffs up, so we have to know how to be, like I said, modest or in moderation and where we at for what the Most High has blessed us with, because just like he gives, he can take it away. Y'all please hear me, because brothers that, you know, were in this truth. I'm not in this truth anymore. And they're in pretty bad shape. So where you at now don't mean anything. Or where we're at right now doesn't mean anything. You see that and do it to the end. And you gotta fight it until, you know, in this wicked world to make it to the end. Look at 1 Peter's. Third chapter. It's a really good chapter for marriages. It says in verse 1, it says, likewise ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also obey without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. Because they're going to be operating as a Hebrew Israelite woman. And if she's with a man that's without the word, they could be won by the conversation. But it's a, understand this, it's a spiritual battle. Everything is a spiritual battle. The Most High is a man of war. And as he tells us to put on the whole armor of the Most High, protection of the Most High, that we can fight against the wiles of the devil. Someone that does not know the truth is dealing with the devil. Straight up. No doubt about it. No question at hand. Because if you don't know what's right, then you know you're doing what's wrong most of the time. We are the zeal of Most High, but not according to what? Knowledge. But when you have the knowledge, then you can, because it's like, I can't counsel someone that don't believe in the laws of the Most High. They don't believe in the Bible. How would I counsel them with the Bible? They don't believe in the book. Tell me that. That's why you got to hear what it's saying. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, which means braiding the hair for women, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel. You know, trying to dress appealing so that other men can look at you and you belong to another man. But you looking at trying to look good for the world, and not just for your man, but looking good so somebody else can look at you and see you and give you compliments. That's what's happening in this world. Now it comes back to, because you know, right now I see a lot of women have their hair braided. But that was a man that had his hair locked. When it's locked, you lock it up with the braids. 3 strands, you lock it up. Because I'm going to tell you, okay, what nobody said. You that's wearing dreads, you show me how you clean your hair all the way through. I've been wearing braids for a long time. And I know if you don't wash your hair, you can wash your hair with braids. And when you take it, when you unlock it and wash it and just smell it whenever you have washed it, try to wash it clean as you can, and it still need to be clean. So if it's locked and you cannot take it apart, it's just there, give me a nine. You're not getting that hair all the way clean. We locked our hair with 3 strands of hair. You lock it and you braid it. That's why it says a woman that's supposed to have her hair plaited in her hair, and of wearing of gold, and of putting on of apparel. That's where this world is. Gotta follow the Joneses. You know, people looking good and can't even pay their rent. But they looking good. Got little babies born with Jordans on, 200 Jordans on. Ain't got no food, ain't got no milk for the baby. Got them $200 Jordans on it. Just ignorant. Verse 4. But let it be the hidden man of the heart, of the mind, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High a great price. That's real. A meek and quiet spirit. That's what the Most High likes. But if you don't know this, then you just go about living your life the way you live it, how Esau's world is. This world is full of pride. So that's what you have. It tells you in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 26 on page 86, verse 14. It says, "A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Most High, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed." A mind well instructed. A woman that will be in subjection to her own husbands to take instruction from a righteous man. But it's because, we got to deal with it on both perspectives, the man and the woman. All this is wisdom. That's what we started out, that's what we get through the Spirit of the Most High, wisdom. It says, "A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued." That's right. Because that shows that she has humility. She's always, lowering her head. She's not really looking at other men, and she has that value about herself. But some women devalue themselves with the way the world is to be seen in this wicked world. That's why there's so much crime going on, because women, it's no imagination to the mind, because you see everything that's going on with them when they walk around. You don't have to imagine how they are. Men can look at a woman and say, "Oh yeah, I see she's like this, she's like this, she's like that." All the way even to the women that are big, they wear those little short tops and showing their stomach. Pregnant. That's something I ain't never seen. Pregnant women with their stomach out. They have little altar tops and some little top on with their pregnant stomachs hanging out. Where that's coming from?